Welcome back. In this video we're going to consider how you should look to sell the farm. Private sale or with an agent. And we're also going to consider what is the farm worth. So some really important issues to consider, and we'll go through the options and explain it the best we can. Again, here is the general advice disclaimer, which this is general advice only. I'm not providing personal financial advice to anyone in these videos. So how should you sell the farm? Well, it is obviously the most significant transaction of your life. A lot of the transactions we deal with for our clients are well over $2, $3, and $4 million. These are big numbers, so we've got to get it right. And of course, you've got two main choices. One, obviously via a real estate agent who specialises in farm, or a private sale. So if you're choosing a real estate agent, obviously finding someone that you know and trust is absolutely number one. In our smaller towns, like we all live in, we do have a bit of an advantage because we're either going to directly know someone in the area, or we can all know of people that have heard really good things about an individual. So someone that we know and trust, or obviously we're getting referrals from friends or family that have dealt with someone, is obviously clearly pure gold. Reading client testimonials. I'm a great believer in testimonials. We ask for them here in our own business, but you'll often find that a good testimonial is where someone has taken the time not just to write, say, Robert is good, I would refer him on, but where there's a little bit of context and information about their experience is really valuable. So you can get obviously very good testimonials with the understanding that no one's going to put a bad testimonial on their website. Of course, you can go for a private sale, tender, or auction. Obviously, and this is the way, some of the things that a real estate agent will have in their toolkit. Obviously, it is important. Obviously, factors such as supply and demand, the financial strength of the neighbours around you, and the risk tolerance of those people to take on debt and the want to expand. I think in this scenario it's case by case on how it's sold, whether it's a tender or whether the agent's going directly to the neighbours. You're really best placed to talk to the people that know, that are your estate agent, that will have the information to guide you in this process. I think commissions are obviously one of the downsides to using an estate agent. It can be a big number. And I'm a firm believer, like myself as a professional in my chosen field, that a good job deserves to be paid well. But commissions, particularly in real estate, are negotiable. So any negotiation that should include a percentage amount, but that should also be relayed and understood in a dollar value as well. So 3% may not sound much, but over $3 million is $90,000. So I think it's important to have a very clear understanding of the amount that it could possibly be in the realms. You'll never get it perfectly, but it's important to know. So what about if you go it alone and you opt for a private sale where you're organising it rather than an estate agent? So I do believe obviously we should use professionals that excel in their chosen field, but every now and then there's often very healthy working relationships with our neighbours where we've shared equipment and shearing sheds, whatever it is. We help each other out, and that's what happens in many businesses, not just farming, but this is great relationships built over decades and generations. So if there's a good healthy relationship, it can give you the potential to go and have a chat privately and agree to a price without too much stress at all. So I've seen that done quite a few times. And at the end of the day, it's been a win-win for both the seller and also the purchaser. And of course, if you go down that path, you've then got to consider, well, what's the farm worth? And that's a difficult question. But people, farmers are generally watching what's happening across the road and down the road. So I think everyone's got a fair idea what their farm's worth. I think recent sales, if you know what they are obviously a perfect way, give you an indication of where to start. If there hasn't been any recent stuff or close by stuff for similar sort of ground, that's when you can go to a certified property valuer to get a pay good money for a professional opinion, and that can be also the ammunition you need to go in any negotiation, which is well worth spending the money on. Obviously, the upside and the downside to going privately and trying to do it yourself, well, obviously the upside is you don't have to pay any commissions. The downside is that a professional real estate agent may get a substantially higher price. They're also going to be there for the clearing sale, which is a very complex, hard thing to organise. And obviously, I think I'll skip the commissions one there, but the last point on the downside is that negotiations can be difficult and for some people very stressful. Not everyone is used to doing negotiations of this type. It's it can be difficult, and not everyone likes confrontation where it gets a little bit difficult. So in those scenarios, that's where it's well worthwhile paying for someone that does it for their job. So I hope that's a help. The next topic, which is really important and complex, is income tax. So we'll see you at the next video.